love watching women cry.
Hello, and welcome to the 12 Days of Tradmus. If you're new around here, my name is Kit, and Tradmus is a series I do in December where I talk about the harmful beliefs and ideas promoted by certain influencers, content creators, why do I want to laugh? And so on. Okay, we are pressed for time, so we gotta get through this. Basically, my normal content, but more of it and with a festive flair. And today, per request, we're going to have a look at what Pearl of JustPearlyThings fame has been up to. I regret to report that Pearl is just as awful a person now as she was last year, as in years past. Hey, who else was here in 2022 when Pearl demanded I let her call into my live stream when I was talking about that red pill wife going viral? Such fond memories. Anyway, in addition to pretending she was demonetized because she interviewed Nick Fuentes.
Okay, so if you don't know, because I realize some people haven't watched me, I had one of the biggest YouTube shows in the United States in 2023. So I went from playing volleyball overseas, I started a YouTube show, and it rapidly got really, really big, okay? And in this YouTube show, I debated about 1,000 people that would come in and come out like day to day. So, anyways, in the peak of my career, I made the mistake, I don't know if it was a mistake, but the choice to bring on Nick F. There was a lot of consequences. So, for those of you that don't know, Nick F. is a very controversial right-wing pundit, I guess you could say. He has a talk show. And he's very famous for his takes on, like, the Jays. I don't want to say, I'm going to say conspiracy theories about the people in power. That's how I'm going to put it for YouTube. Now, that's not really my cup of tea. The reason I had him on personally was my show was about relationships, and I saw a clip of him going viral talking about people dating interracially. Now, for me personally, I've dated interracially. I don't really have a problem with it. I do understand where he's coming from. But I just thought it was a different take. I'd never heard it, so I brought him on. I ended up getting roped, not roped, but, you know, as I bring on this guy, there was like a third party that sent me a clip of him on No Jumper, and I thought he was funny, I thought he was charismatic. And at the time, there just wasn't a huge barrier to entry, to be honest, to come on my show. And I was doing like 6 live shows a week, so this was a very busy time. I knew he was controversial, but I didn't necessarily know the consequences I would have by bringing him on. So I bring on Nick F. I have an interview with him. I get along with him pretty well. And this led to a bunch of people in my personal life canceling me. So Nick F., he had some opinions about racial opinions, I guess you could say. So basically everybody I knew, or a good chunk of the black people I knew, just crashed out on me. And like, I had a co-host that called me a colonizer. I had a bunch of my friends crash out on me. It made it very awkward. I went to volleyball, and these girls on my team were really mean to me for having him on. And it was just this whole thing, you know. So anyways, this got worse because even people I knew in the space, like, this got worse because I started getting ambushed on every podcast I would go on. So because I had this guy on, I would go on, like, I can't remember their names, but those 2 British comedians in England. They ambushed me with all these, like, attack questions about having Nick F. on. And I'm just an interviewer, right? I don't have any really real opinions about the conspiracy stuff. I think there's some topics where you can just say, I don't know enough about it. I don't have the time to look into that super in depth and look at all the sources. It's interesting to listen to, but it's just not my cup of tea. So I end up getting canceled. My show ends up getting demonetized. I lose all this money. Because I bring on this guy. This was at a huge cost. And it was crazy because it was for a cause I wasn't even really associated with. I brought him on for the race mixing, or sorry, I hate that word, but that's what they say. Friends, like MTR crashed out on me, my old co-host crashed out on me. It's just a complete crash out.
I did not intend to let that run for so long, but she just kept talking, and I wonder. But all I will say is, how can Pearl be an effective interviewer if she doesn't know anything about who she's interviewing? And also, she was demonetized because she filmed a minor and refused to take that video down when requested. But hey, maybe Pearl just goes through life oblivious.
And I actually think this is a pointless debate because women will always have that right in my lifetime. Unfortunately, I'm not for it. As you guys know, I mean, I have a personal story to this. I mean, I found out I had a brother at 22 who who hypothetically could have been aborted. But my mom chose life. She gave him up for adoption. And when I met him, it was kind of crazy. He was exactly like us. And he grew up to get married, have kids. You know, it's crazy though. He's pro-choice. He's pro-choice. But anyways, yeah, it's a pointless argument. It's going to be legal forever. And I'm against it personally. I argued for pro-life talking points when I was 12 on the playground. I remember doing this. But it's going to be legal forever.
How did Pearl miss that Roe was overturned 3 years ago and abortion is now illegal in 13 states and restricted in even more? And even before that, it wasn't as though abortion was accessible for everyone. Anyway, I'm sure it's a surprise to us all that Pearl still has a low opinion of women.
Both of them are funded by Israel, either directly or indirectly, and they accept the paycheck. And conveniently, when they accept the paycheck, they're pro-Israel, as women are. We're kind of like shapeshifters, right? So basically, the Israel side makes these women famous, hires these women, gives them huge platforms, and now both of them are coming out against Israel. Now that it's popular, women, we always tend to do things when it's popular. We're not really ones to go against the grain. It's kind of our nature. That would have gotten us killed historically. Women aren't these brave, like, creatures willing to die for their belief. We're just not. We're not built that way.
I don't know. I think women have no soul might be Pearl's hill. She really shouldn't sell herself short like that. Anyway, in reality, yes, women have advocated for things that weren't broadly popular, see also feminism for one example, and have been murdered for their beliefs in addition to being murdered simply because they were women.
I love watching women cry.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Today, I'm going to be talking about all the things I'm thankful for. And the first thing that I want to talk about that I'm thankful for, that really allows me to have this channel and do what I do, are the single mothers. Thank you guys for making terrible decisions with who you decided to reproduce with. You either picked men you don't really like that much, you picked criminals, black women, I'm looking at you, Latinas, you tried to take the white men, and then decided you wanted to go back. Look, I want to just say thank you to the single mothers for reproducing with men that are either irresponsible, don't want to be fathers, or you don't like enough to stay. Because of you guys, I get to do what I do. So thank you guys so much. I look forward to making fun of you guys every day. The next group that I'd like to say thank you to is fat women. Thank you to the women that are 180 plus, 200 pounds, 40% body fat, 50% body fat, even 80% body fat for some of you blubbery whales. Thank you guys so much for doing what you do. Thank you for not being able to put the donut down. Thank you for not being able to put the cookie down. Thank you for eating carbs every day, a Starbucks, caramel lattes. Thank you. It's because of you that the dating market is so terrible. A lot of you would be hot, and thanks to you, by not being fat, I get to date guys out of my league, and I get to make fun of you and make money off of it. So thank you so much. Thank you to the bitter women, the terrible mothers out there. Thank you to the men that keep simping. Somebody's got to date these single mothers. Somebody's got to date these fat women. And I'm happy that it's you and not my brothers. I am happy that it's you. Somebody's got to save society from women's bad decisions, and it's better you than anyone in my family. So I want to say thank you to the simps, thank you to the fat women, thank you to the single mothers. Now next, I want to say thank you to the OnlyFans models and the whores. In society, there are women that have to bang the men that no one else wants to bang. There's a lot of simpy men out there, unattractive men that women do not want to have sex with. And somebody's got to do it, and I'm glad that it's you and not me. There's a lot of women that don't want to have sex with their husbands. Thank you to the OnlyFans models, and thank you for allowing me to make fun of you guys and just witness your terrible life choices and get to observe from my YouTube channel. Newly, the new group I want to add in, thank you to black people. Thank you guys for committing a lot of crime. Thank you guys for the black women for having herpes. Thank you for really just making a lot of bad life choices. It does ruin a lot of neighborhoods, but it is good content for my channel, so I thank you guys too. I think that's about it.
And this is the person we're supposed to believe is standing up for men. But we do get a rare moment of honesty from Pearl. You know how a certain type of man, typically those attracted to channels like Pearl's, likes to say that if women don't make themselves into doormats by like age 20 to please a man, they'll end up old and alone and full of regret. Well,
you know, because I've done in-depth interviews with like 50-year-old women and 60-year-old women that are single and kind of have lived out feminism. And there's kind of this idea that like women will regret their choices. They'll now wish they could get this average guys they overlooked in the past. And while I do think their standards maybe do go down as they get older, like I'd say looks go a little bit out the door. Those women, I mean, I just see them doing other stuff instead, you know, traveling, hanging out with their kids if they have any. And if you really have an in-depth conversation with them, I gotta be honest, they're usually fine. As long as they made good financial decisions and they're not in a ton of debt, which some are, but a good chunk aren't, they're usually fine.
I really appreciate how these bitter people follow Pearl to watch her mock people that they console themselves they're better than, and then they get this video of, well, actually, those fantasies you have of Stacy sobbing herself to sleep at night when she's 60 because she wouldn't look at you when she was 20, well, she's actually fine. Anyway, what has Pearl been up to lately? Well, she's still fundraising for her divorce documentary. Does anyone remember how many years it's been since she first mentioned this project? I think it's been at least 2. And in the meantime, you too can hire Pearl.
If your wife, girlfriend, or situationship is acting up, you can hire me to make a personalized video to break the news. I can tell her to lose weight, stop being a bitch, stop spending too much money, get back in the kitchen, or stop being a whore. Is your buddy simping for an overweight mid? I will tell him to stop contributing to Hoflation today. Find me on Shoutout for only $2.99. You can put your wife in her place today, and you can get your friends to stop simping.
I did think maybe it was a joke, but you can indeed hire Pearl to lecture your so-called loved ones for the low price of $2.99. And that's $299, not $2.99. And further evidence, real quick, in addition to still working on that divorce documentary, Pearl is also still working on her How to Make People Feel Comfortable course, which is still available for pre-order for $97. It's been at least a year. Anyone who pre-ordered that should really be demanding a refund by now. And you can still meet with Pearl one-on-one for $500 per, not even an hour, 30 minutes. I'm really not sure what advice one would want from Pearl, but for $10 a month, you can join the Audacity Network and get access to documentaries, shows, video courses on wealth, health, love, finances, and happiness. Who is paying these people to teach them about any of that? Weekly live coaching calls with experts. I feel if anyone lets themselves be used as an expert by Pearl, they're not really an expert. Access to the last 15 minutes of our host shows daily. Ability to interact in weekly live streams with Pearl. Q&A forum access to ask members questions. I am so curious as to how much she's making off this. They are hiring, but the blog page looks like this, and the blog hasn't been updated since January, so maybe the careers page hasn't been updated in a while either. But hey, If you become a salesperson for Pearl, you make $20 minimum. I'm going to hope that's $20 an hour minimum, but speaking of selling, Pearl has another course on offer. For some reason, it's not on the Audacity network. Hey, it's Pearl. I know you're probably busy asking ChatGPT if you're supposed to put your balls in the condom too, but I've got something better for you to do with your internet connection. Turn dumb little websites into $1,000 a month machines, with AI doing most of the work. So what is this? Making money with AI plus Google. Nerds call it SEO, search engine optimization. Wait, does SEO even still work? If your roof leaks, what do? You Google a roofing company, right? Exactly. SEO's like missionary. Underrated, reliable, and gets the job done every time. What about ChatGPT? Oh, don't you worry, we've got the future covered. Our sites show up on Google, Google Maps, Bing, ChatGPT, YouTube, DuckDuckGo, Perplexity. And if some fancy new AI tool drops tomorrow, we'll show up there too. Because when you follow real SEO principles, your content gets picked by humans and machines alike. Doesn't it take forever to get ranked? Not with local. We're not going after weight loss. We're sniping, I think she means snipping, stuff like EV charger installation, Santa Clarita, California. Custom outdoor kitchens, Des Moines, Iowa. Are outdoor kitchens something people usually want in Des Moines, Iowa? Stem cell therapy, Reno, Nevada. Spray foam insulation, Huntsville, Alabama. Private dog training, Lubbock, Texas. Meth lab cleanup, Gulfport, Mississippi. Sorry, Sippy, it was either a joke about drugs or a kissing cousin. Anyway, low competition, fast wins. We've ranked brand new sites in a week. How much does an average website make? You're looking at $600 a month on up to $3,000 plus a month. You own it. Passive income. Client bails? Forward the leads to someone else. Sell your sites later. Or hand it to your kids one day. That way, Jackson, I think I tried that a little French and that was unintentional, won't be 36, living under your staircase coated in Dorito dust with a crippling anime addiction. Fun fact, Gary Vee actually tried to buy my whole portfolio. Are we supposed to believe Pearl is doing this? Okay. I told him, nope, cash flow's too good. Who pays you? Local biz owners buried back on page 6 of Google. You toss them a lifeline, aka your ranked site, and they pay you monthly to keep the leads flowing. This one paver installer sends me $2K a month and makes $10K plus back. No brainer. How do you get clients? Let them sample the product. You rank the site, then ask, who wants free leads? Someone bites. Sure, I'll try some. Boom. Our software tracks every email and call and automatically forwards them to the client. They book a job, maybe 2. You go, cool, it's $1,300 a month to keep them coming. If they say no, you send the leads to their competitor and try again. Keep going till you get a yes. What if I hate sales? Dude, I get it. If you'd rather be changed to a radiator in a cold, dark basement while Seth Rogen's laugh blares on repeat than ask someone for money, you've got options. Either barter with someone in the group who actually enjoys outreach, they exist somehow, or have us handle it for you, for a small commission. No awkward Zoom calls, no slimy closing scripts, no pit stains or panic. Stay introverted, stay in your bubble, still get paid. Is this recession proof? Absolutely. In a recession, leads are like oxygen. You're not a luxury, you're more like life support. Why this over other side hustles? Oh, I don't know. No ads, no products, no customers. No showing your face, no begging for likes and views, no getting banned by friggin' Facebook, no getting nickel and dimed by Etsy and Amazon. Just you, Google, and some websites that quietly stack cash. Any downsides? It's not instant. Some biz owners suck. Some sites are stubborn. If it's so great, why tell everyone? Because the opportunity is every city x every local business. That's not an exaggeration. There's literally thousands of untapped niches, and new ones pop up every time the world gets weirder. Think. Mobile IV drips, cryotherapy studios, axe-throwing date nights, solar panel cleaning, drone roof inspections, pet grief counseling. Yep, it's real. And when you've got people doing this in every corner of the US, Canada, UK, and Australia, we all win faster. We help each other rank, close, and scale. Also, money. If someone says they sell a course to give back, what they really mean is, I couldn't hack it, so now I teach it. Will it work for me? If you can follow simple instructions, ask for help when you need it, and stick with something for more than a week, you're good. You don't need to be tech savvy. You don't need experience. Just show up, do the steps, use the coaching, and let the group carry you when needed. We've got full training, live support, and a community that's tight-knit, high-level, and actually helpful. So yeah, unless you rage quit and live stream your meltdown from a Walmart scooter, you should be fine. What do I get if I join? 20 plus hours of video training, step by step without the snooze fest. Simple enough for grandma, slick enough for your tech bro cousin. Crisp, clear, and actually fun to watch. 20 plus hours of audio training. Listen while driving, doing cardio, or hiding from your family. Ideal for long walks, loud kids, or low patience. And voila, chores become mini masterminds. Website builder. Point, click, paste in the content ChatGPT whipped up. Hit publish and go with something carby. You earned it. Duplicate, tweak, and dominate a new city in seconds. Call tracking software. Get a local number in any city. auto-forwarding that just works. Every call and email tracked. Proof you're printing money for them. You never have to lift a finger, let alone answer a call. Prospecting system. Works in any city. No cold calling required. Just send samples and let the leads make your case. Start combos via text, email, or DM. No awkward pitches. When they see results, they'll ask how to get more. Close the deal your way, or let us seal it for you. Custom calculators. Find the hottest niches. Know what each lead is worth. Charge like a pro, not a pushover. Set an income goal, hit it, and then send your past self a fruit basket. Live weekly Zoom sessions. Show up, speak up, level up. The real world stuff you won't find in modules. Sip something strong and soak up the secrets. Recordings of past Zooms. Binge the archives like it's entrepreneur Netflix. Catch up anytime on your terms. Go from, wait, what, to wham bam. Private Facebook group. No spam, scammers, or subtle self-promoters. Just smart, helpful people who won't shill their nonsense in your DMs. Honest feedback from people actually building. Celebrate wins, share tips, rank faster. Live events. I have so many doubts. Real people, real breakthroughs. High fives, hard truths, and rapid growth. Leave fired up, slightly hungover, and ready to scale. Free lifetime updates. One price for life. Like it should be. You'll need a few tools, but we won't upsell you into oblivion. No tricks, no tears, no you need this to succeed schemes. Outsourcing department. Skip the grunt work. Our team's got you. Perfect if you're doing too much and loving none of it. Less grind, more glow up. It's almost unfair how dialed this is. Almost. How much does it cost? $2,980. You can split it across multiple cards or do a pay plan, hence the $1,000 minimum mentioned in the Facebook ad. It's tax deductible too, so you'll save 10 to 37% depending on your bracket. What about business expenses? Plan on about $50 a month per website. That covers your domain, hosting, tracking number, and software. But remember, even if you only charge $600 a month, one site brings in $7,200 a year. That's more than double than what you'll spend on setup and tuition. Tuition like this is a real school. Now imagine 10 sites, each running like a $1,000 a month machine. Ooh wee! Babe, warm up the van. We're going to Applebee's tonight, and everybody's getting their own entree. Are you sure this still works right now? I'm writing this on Tuesday, August 12, 2025. Even with tariffs, AI panic, and countries beefing, the S&P just hit a new high. Diddy awaits sentencing while Johnson & Johnson's PR team chain smokes menthols in a conference room. Grapes are still $7.99 a bag and taste like disappointment. We'll probably never know how Jeffrey Epstein died or who did what on his island. Coldplay reminded us that side pieces and kiss cams don't mix. You can now bet on whether a dildo will land on the court during a WNBA game. As for me, I can't stop watching reels of farmers slicing down cow hooves to drain deep holes of muck. Despite all that, yes, this model still works, right now, in this economy, amid this chaos. And unlike other ways of making money online, it's not built on vibes, views, or pretending to be someone's stepmom stuck in a dryer. Got any examples I can see? Yep, we'll show you everything live on Zoom after you apply. Real sites, ranked, generating money right now. No cherry-picked screenshots, no recycled wins from 2021. Just proof, real time, for as long as your curiosity or skepticism needs. Okay, fine. How do I apply? Stomp the button like it hooked up with your ex and wear your slides to the fridge after. Pick a time to chat. Bring your questions. We'll bring receipts. So, is it just me, or does that all sound weird and like a scam? I can't tell if you're supposed to be making websites for local businesses and selling it to them, or if you're supposed to be cold calling people on behalf of said local businesses and then selling the numbers of people who were interested in said service to the business that performs it. Or none of the above. Either way, I suspect a scam, especially for almost $3,000. And that is what Pearl has been up to in 2025. Oh, and she allegedly has a boyfriend now. I trust he's the red pill man of her dreams, in which case I feel sorry for her. I did watch Brittany Venti's video on that situation, and well, I look forward to Pearl becoming less and less relevant with every passing year. And in return, I expect she'll offer more and more scams to maintain her income stream. I'm honestly baffled by how her audience doesn't realize they're just her cash cow. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't, subscribe if you found yourself enjoying my content in general and aren't yet subscribed, and let me know what you think below. I would like to give extra thanks to my patrons. My socials, sources, and resources are linked below, and Merry Solstice!